A graduate course at Stony Brook University recently concluded that Fire Island National Seashore should be designated as a World Heritage Site. The graduate students have been studying the issue for several months and recently released their final report, saying that the 32-mile-wide Fire Island is a multi-billion-dollar asset to Long Island and acts as a natural barrier against devastating storms like Hurricane Sandy.
They believe that a shore erosion protection project is justified. That would cover the South Shore from the Fire Island Inlet to Montauk Point, and that would call for replenishment of the eroded dunes and the beaches. Their conclusion was influenced greatly by the occurrence of the Sandy storm. And I told them that I had arranged for the storm to take place to give meaning to the course. The second project that they took on was whether or not Fire Island National Seashore was of sufficient importance to be designated as a World Heritage Site. And they've come to the conclusion that that also is something worth pursuing.
Initially, I had come in with the idea of we have to do a cost-benefit analysis to do this, and after doing research, it just seems that the costs, the benefits actually supersede the costs. So even if you look at the number of how much it's going to cost, the benefits that we get on the local economy level, the state economy level, and just for enjoyment for all the people here, it's really worth it.
I used to believe that why should we fund something where sand is always going to be sucked out the sea and sucked back into sea, and if the currents are just going to bring the sand in anyway, like why is this important? And then all of a sudden, well, one, I looked at a map of Fire Island and I saw it acted as a natural barrier between heavy waves and where I live on the South Shore. And then after Hurricane Sandy, I really became in favor of shore erosion protection because it provided just that. I mean, instead of an inch of water in my main house, it would have been halfway up my house because if it wasn't for the fact that because I had like 2.5 feet in my back room, which was completely flooded, plus an inch in my main house, it would have been a lot worse, and the water would have exceeded further than just Montauk Highway. It would have probably went, it probably would have, just either almost touched Sunrise Highway, or it would have been, or it would have actually got to its way to Sunrise Highway, thus causing more. This would have caused more damage and, providing emergency support, providing, evacuation routes.
Chris Collora reporting, Long Island Online News.